It is not events that disturb people, it is their judgments concerning them. Marcus Aurelius. Have you ever wondered what it takes to craft an unremarkable life, one mired in perpetual dissatisfaction? It's an odd curiosity to consider the meticulous art of self-sabotage that leads to a life less lived. Yet there's a peculiar comfort in the familiar embrace of misery, isn't there? This video is an unconventional odyssey, a guide on how not to live based on the profound wisdom of Stoicism, but turned on its head. We'll venture through 6 deliberate missteps that promise a lifetime membership in the League of the Perpetually Forlorn, with the Stoic greats Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus as our unwitting travel companions. With each step, we'll flirt with the absurdity of choosing a path paved with thorns and reflect on how, by knowing the roads that lead to despair, we might better navigate the ones that soar to euphoria. So steel yourself for a journey into the heart of human folly, and let's discover, with a wry smile, the roadmap to enduring wretchedness. Lesson 1. Dwell on things outside your control. Misapplication of Stoic philosophy. Stoicism teaches the importance of focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot. To ensure a life of misery, do the exact opposite. Obsess over the actions of others, the unpredictability of the future, and all the injustices of the world that lie beyond your personal influence. Spend your days lamenting the weather, the traffic, and the decisions of those in power. Let these uncontrollable aspects consume your thoughts and dictate your emotional state. Remember, according to this twisted interpretation of Stoicism, your peace of mind is everyone else's responsibility but your own. Or modern application. In today's world, this could translate into a relentless engagement with news and social media. Allow the endless stream of global calamities and political dramas to disturb your inner tranquility. After all, in this pursuit of misery, nothing is too trivial or too distant to be your concern. Make sure to argue with strangers on the internet, involve yourself in every possible debate, and take every chance to be offended. Engage in this digital masochism regularly to ensure a constant state of agitation and discontent. Ironically, this path, while intended for misery, is fraught with the real danger of becoming apathetic and desensitized, which could accidentally lead to a semblance of Stoic tranquility. Beware of this pitfall and steer clear of any real philosophical insight that might offer genuine solace. Lesson 2. Neglect your inner virtues. Misapplication of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics held personal virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance in high regard. To embrace misery, it's essential to neglect these virtues. Eschew personal growth and moral refinement, instead cultivate ignorance, cowardice, selfishness, and indulgence. Fill your days with activities that dull the mind and harden the heart. Avoid books, deep conversations, and all forms of education that might provoke thought or stir the conscience. In the theater of misery, the unexamined life is the only show worth watching. Modern application. In contemporary terms, this could mean prioritizing immediate gratification over long-term well-being. Binge-watch TV shows indiscriminately, scroll through social media for hours, and consume content that reinforces your current prejudices and base desires. Shun the discipline of self-control. Why limit your pleasures when excess is available? Overindulgence is the path to ensure that your life is rich in regret and poor in authentic satisfaction. A warning, though, in your quest for misery through vice, you may inadvertently stumble upon the hollow nature of such pursuits. There's a chance that you might awaken to the realization that true happiness lies in virtue, thus undermining your commitment to a life of misery. Lesson 3. Shun adaptability and embrace rigidity. Misapplication of Stoic philosophy. Stoicism teaches the value of being adaptable to change, akin to a reed that bends with the wind but does not break. To court a life of misery, however, one must resist change at all costs. Be the brittle tree that snaps in the storm, unyielding and unrelenting. Cling to old habits, outdated beliefs, and past grievances. View any change to the status quo as a personal affront. In this rigid world, flexibility is a flaw and stubbornness is strength. Secure modern application. In modern life, this could mean refusing to learn new skills or adapt to new technologies. Insist that the old ways are the best ways, and bemoan any suggestion that suggests improvement or evolution. Dig in your heels when faced with new ideas. Dismiss innovation and cling to nostalgia. After all, misery loves the company of those who reminisce about the good old days and scorn the promise of a brighter tomorrow. Yet, be cautious. In your pursuit of misery through rigidity, life may surprise you with changes that bring unexpected joy and fulfillment, thus betraying your commitment to a life of steadfast gloom. Course Lesson 4. Embrace excess and avoid moderation. Misapplication of Stoic philosophy. While Stoics advocate for moderation and self-control, the pursuit of misery demands indulgence without boundaries. Embrace excess in all things, be it food, drink, or leisure. The gratification of every whim and desire must be immediate and unrestricted to guarantee a life steeped in misery. Reject the Stoic ideal of temperance as an obstacle to your discontent. Convince yourself that true happiness lies just one more purchase, one more morsel, one more indulgence away. Ignore the emptiness that trails each fleeting pleasure, for in the relentless chase of excess, there is no room for reflection. Modern application. In today's consumer-driven society, this lesson translates to unrelenting materialism. Surround yourself with the latest gadgets, the trendiest clothes, and the trappings of luxury, regardless of your means. Let the weight of debt anchor you further into dissatisfaction. Online shopping and social media offer the perfect platforms for excessive behavior. Engage in comparison and competition, always striving for more, bigger, and better. Allow the digital showcase of others' curated lives to stoke the fires of your own desires. However, this relentless pursuit of excess can lead to a paradoxical outcome, where the abundance of possessions only highlights the poverty of contentment. Be wary, for the excess that promises misery may inadvertently teach you the value of simplicity. Lesson 5. Isolate yourself from others. Misapplication of Stoic philosophy. Stoicism teaches the importance of community and human connection. However, to ensure a lifetime of misery, isolation is key. Shun the companionship of others and cultivate solitude, not as a means of reflection or growth, but as a barrier between yourself and the world. View relationships as burdensome and social interactions as tedious obligations. Withdraw into the fortress of your own making, where the echo of your solitary thoughts becomes the only voice you heed. The walls you build to keep out disappointment also serve to imprison you in your own echo chamber of negativity. Modern application. In a world where connectivity is at your fingertips, choose to disconnect. Use technology not as a bridge, but as a barrier, curating your online presence to shield yourself from genuine interaction and to foster a sense of alienation. Convince yourself that you are better off alone, that your insights are too profound for others to understand, and that solitude is the only guardian of your peace. Decline invitations, ignore messages, and view each potential friendship as an intrusion. Yet beware, for isolation may lead you down a path where the silence you sought becomes a deafening roar, and the peace you desired turns into an unbearable solitude. The misery of isolation might just teach you the value of connection in disguise. Lesson 6. Rigidly adhere to pessimism. Misapplication of Stoic philosophy. Stoicism values rationality and caution, but also teaches the importance of hope and the virtue of a well-reasoned optimism. To achieve a life of unending misery, one must adopt an unwavering pessimism, viewing the world through a lens darkened by doubt and suspicion. See the worst in people and situations. Expect failure as the only outcome, and regard any success as a mere fluke. Let this grim outlook taint every experience, every opportunity, and every new dawn, with the expectation of inevitable disappointment. Modern application. In the modern era, this brand of pessimism can be fed by a selective intake of news and media. Focus on stories of disaster and despair, and engage with content that reinforces your bleak worldview, all while avoiding narratives of hope and human triumph. Social media platforms can serve as echo chambers for your pessimistic views, providing a constant stream of opinions and events that confirm your worst fears about the world and its future. However, take heed, for in your commitment to pessimism you may be blindsided by the inherent goodness and beauty that persist in the world. The kindness of strangers, the success of a well-laid plan, or the simple joy of a sunset might just crack the armor of your negativity, threatening your dedication to misery. As we reach the end of our paradoxical journey, where we have wandered the twisting paths that lead away from Stoic wisdom, I extend my heartfelt gratitude for your willingness to engage with this contemplative exploration. With a touch of irony, we have delved into the depths of what it means to truly embrace misery, guided by the very Stoic principles that, when applied correctly, are meant to liberate us. We have navigated through the darkly humorous lessons of embracing excess, isolating oneself, and solidifying pessimism, each serving as a beacon of what not to do. It's been an inversion of philosophy, a looking glass into the consequences of misapplied wisdom, and a satirical guide on how to anchor oneself to the depths of discontent. Thank you for joining me in this exploration of life's shadowed valleys. May the insight gleaned from these pages act as a lighthouse, steering you back towards the Stoic shores of tranquility and away from the rocky precipices of despair. Let us part with a smile at the irony of it all, knowing well the true direction in which happiness lies.